Okay.
Because what I find as mompreneurs, we accumulate things. It could be software, it could be
Yeah.
tools, it could be people that are right in front of us, and we only see them in one way, but in fact, there are other ways that they could be helping us get things done.
That's
So, assessing your inventory of
that's good.
who you have and what you have. The
Mhm.
who are people and the what are things, software that you could substitute to automate that will alleviate that pressure and that time from you to reallocate that to something else or simply free your time up for me time.
Hey, ladies. Welcome to another episode of the Front Burner Podcast, where we help mamas take their dreams, passions, and side hustles off the back burner, put them on the front burner, make money, and manage their households. I'm Nikki Willis, a Christ follower, wife, mom of 3, and an entrepreneur who started with nothing but my kids' toys and turned it into a 6-figure business. I'm a self-proclaimed anti-supermom, and each week I'll challenge you with my stories, tips, hacks, and a little bit of humor to make sure you put yourself on the front burner. Why? Because the world needs what you've got cooking. So, honey, this is officially part of your me time regimen. Relax, listen up, and let's get started.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Front Burner Podcast. I am Nikki Willis, and today, as promised, I have a special guest for us all, honey, because I'm included in this, honey. This is a special guest for me, too. I have Sonya Moore, the CEO, the founder, honey, and CEO of Moore Planning and Consulting. As an administrative consultant, she leverages her over 25 years of corporate management and leadership experience to help small business owners and corporate teams turn chaos into systems. Oh, honey, I love that. Okay, so she achieves this by getting to the root of administrative problems and creating a realistic and actionable plan. Honey, don't we all need that? Integrating automation, delegation, and communication. I love that. Automation, delegation, and communication. Um, Building those tools together and maximizing energy, resources, and time without sacrificing client engagement. Oh, we all need Sonya in our lives. Her firm offers strategic planning, project management, process development, event planning, and virtual executive assistant services. And listen, I've known Sonya for many years. We'll get into that in a minute, but this is all true. All true. I have seen her work, honey. Okay. So you guys are in for a special treat. Okay, Nikki, quit interrupting me and read the rest of this. All right. Sonya will listen as you share the problem, help you create a plan, and help you execute the plan. When Sonya isn't assisting her clients, you'll find her curled up reading a novel or spending quality time with her family, including her furry four-legged CWO, which is the Chief Wellness Officer, Fin Fan. And we all love Fin Fan. Welcome, Sonya.
For having me, I am so excited to be here.
Oh my gosh. Like, when I knew I wanted to talk about automation this month, I was like, okay, there is no one else that I want to chat with but Sonya. And so you guys will understand by and by, as the mothers would say. You'll understand it better by and by as we go through this chat and see how amazing she is. So before we get into that, let's get into our history.
Yes.
And let's discuss how we know each other. So Sonya and I were neighbors, actually, back in, let's see, my husband and I got married in 2008. So we were neighbors in 2008. And oh my gosh, we've known each other for many years now.
A
Yeah.
decade.
Yes, over a decade. Our daughters played together. Sometimes you would babysit my kids because we
Vice
literally,
versa.
yeah, vice versa. Her daughter would come over and I would see her at my house. I'm like, Chanel. And I'm like, I know where my daughter is. She's at Sonya's house. So that's how we know each other. We were neighbors first, friends. Then we became, we started working together on different projects. And Party Sitters has collaborated with more planning and consulting before. And we've worked on other different, all kinds of different projects. Sonya,
Yes.
we've got,
That's how we vibe. Like
yeah, that's it. Like you
just continuously found each other in each other's circles somehow, whether it's being moms, whether it's being in the business world, we just are destined, I guess you can say.
Girl, that's it. And let me tell you something. Like, I feel, listen, friends, if you don't have that one person that just vibes with you, that just you can say, listen, I'm thinking about something. She's like, honey, listen, I already know. Let me get a pen and paper. We're gonna write this thing down and make it happen. Sonya's that friend. Okay. You gotta have that friend on your team just to vibe with. And since moving to Las Vegas, this woman is the person that I still stay in touch with. And we still vibe. We still have our accountability. Y'all want to know who my accountability partner is? She's right here.
For each other. Like,
yes.
It's a game changer for us to be able to vibe and make each other better.
Yes.
And, we're both moms, we're both business owners, and it's just a beautiful thing when you can find that person to do that.
Exactly. My sentiments, exactly. So Sonya and I go way back. I also serve as a board member for SCAF, which is the Sickle Cell Alliance Foundation of Cincinnati. And I am a very, very proud board member. We do a 5K walk each year. I've been just proud to be a part of that. And and your daughter also has sickle cell. Yes. So that is, I've shared this story before, but that is where I've come to know more about sickle cell and patients with sickle cell and families who deal with sickle cell. And that is how it became a huge part of my life. So listen, y'all, that's my girl.
You ride with y'all.
Yes. So yes, Sonya is intertwined in all types of things in my life. And now you get to be on my podcast as a guest. And I'm thrilled to have
so
you.
Excited.
Okay. So that is me blabbing. But honey, the girls, the tribe has come on because they want to hear us talk about automation.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it. So before we get into that, tell us a little bit about your business. I know I've read the bio, but tell us a little bit about your business. How long have you been in business? What's it been like? What's been your experience?
Well, I've been in business since 2017. However, full-time working in my business since 2018, like November 2018. I made the big leap because it was time for me to leave corporate America and do something on my own. And I have absolutely loved it. It's had its ups and downs, but I will tell you definitely more ups because I'm doing what I absolutely love. And that is I'm rooted in administrative skills, and I'm able to bridge the gap between those individuals that have all these ideas in their head and they have dreams that are just dying because they just don't know what to do with them. I'm able to take those dreams, lay them all out, organize those thoughts, and give them a roadmap so that they can actually execute, and then help them execute the plan by doing all those behind the scenes administrative tasks that are exhausting for people. People do YouTube a lot. They do Google University, whatever you want to call it, but sometimes you don't have time for that. You need to go to an expert to do that. So I help overwhelmed entrepreneurs and small teams alleviate that stress and anxiety of being strapped to their computer so they can go live their dream. I'm the genie behind the scenes that's helping everything run smoothly, automation, and helping you communicate. So that's helping with emails, that's helping with the strategy, staying on point, project management, everything that you referenced in the bio. That's the point of MPC. Moore Planning and Consulting. I'm that virtual administrative solution for you. And I provide services so I can meet clients where they are. Because sometimes, out here, you can't afford sometimes full-time people, 40 hours a week. You might only need someone 5-10 hours a month to be able to help you just take that edge off.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yes.
So,
and yes, Party Sitters has used MPC, and I have used her as well. I've used your company personally for other projects, and that's exactly what you do. And I love how you said, I always like to point this out to the tribe. I love how you said you love what you do. That is so important. And the fact that you've used your gifts. So you really honed in on, what do I do best? What does Sonya do best? And how can I turn that into a business? And that's exactly what you've done.
And let me just share, it wasn't easy to decide this business.
Ooh, go
because in corporate America, administrative skills can get disregarded or not valued. And I'm rooted in that. So when I started it, I thought, I don't know if I want to do that. But I figured, you know what? I can create my own lane, use my skills to tell the story that I want to help the people that I want to help. So I really use the same skills I had in corporate America that weren't valued and repurpose them to an audience that does value them. And that was a game changer right there. And then I was able to put that little edge on it because I gained that leadership experience and management experience. So I was able to add that strategic planning element. So what's very unique for me is that I'll come in as an administrative consultant. I can talk big picture, but then I can also talk in the weeds. Everything in between.
You've been through both.
Exactly. Some people want to come in, some consultants come in, which is great because that's their role. They'll come in and tell you what you need to do and then walk away. And you're like, well, how am I supposed to do this? How am I supposed to do that? I'll tell you what you should do, but then I actually help you do it also.
You walk the person through it. Yeah.
Absolutely. I've worked in every role required being the leader of a team, global teams, all the way down to being the person that you're calling on the other end of the phone to execute and set up that meeting. I've done it all. So I'm able to really look at systems globally and holistically to help people streamline and to identify gaps, create processes, and then communicate what's needed effectively internally and externally to make a difference, to make their dream come true.
Bam. Y'all see why I have her on? You see why?
Love it. It's what I do.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I also wanted to point out, this is, again, I'm going left here, but I see different nuggets and I'm like, oh, we have to just focus on that just for a minute. You said that the arena that you were in, where you saw where administrative skills and administrative tasks are overlooked and undervalued, right? And so at first you were saying, I don't know if I want to start a business in this, but then you went back and looked and said, you know what? I can create the need for this. And then I can add my own spin to it. And so that's huge. That's so encouraging because I know there are some women on here that are listening that are saying the exact same thing you said. There are, you can throw a rock and hit 10 different event planners, or, there are so many chefs out there, or so many food trucks, or, there are so many people out there that can sew, or whatever it is. But, and how can I, be the one that stands out, or how can I be the person that how can I be the person that stands out?
Why me? Why did they buy from me? There's 15 other people doing this. Why are they going to buy from me? And you know what? I still struggle with that. I mean, that's just reality with running a business. That's just real talk right there.
Yeah.
But people know your heart. And that is where your network, your connections come into play.
Your network. Yes. Come on.
And everyone that says they're going to support you, they're not going to. They're going to say it. But then when it's time to rise to the occasion, you hear crickets.
So true.
So you don't know who is going to be that person that you have been impacting this entire time that's going to support you when you start your business. So being yourself, being you was the game changer for me, because I had to create a new identity starting this. So yes, I'm grounded in administrative skills and leadership, right?
Yeah.
But I was connected to my organization. I wasn't connected to my company, to my firm, to me. They saw me as Sonya working for X company.
Yeah.
So to strike out on my own was literally starting all over. Okay. However, starting all over to create my own identity, but I reached back to the network that I had created and the people that knew my work.
Yeah.
Corporate, shared with them what I was doing. They were like, oh, that is right up your alley, because that's what you were doing for us. How can I support you? What do you need?
Yes.
They became my clients, actually, because a lot of those same people left and started their own companies.
Right.
They knew my talents and my skills and what I was great at. And they said, I think I need your help. Mm-hmm. When you get that call, you need to be ready with how can I help you? How can I serve you?
Let's do. So absolutely true.
And even till this day, you don't know how you've affected people's lives just doing what you do and who's watching. Because I'll have people that I met like 2-3 years ago, and they're like, you know what? I wasn't ready for you then, but I am now.
Yes. Yes.
And what can I do? And you don't have to sell them on anything, because they've been watching, they've been following, they've seen the journey. That's all they needed to see. And they're like, okay, let's work together. Yeah. And I'm so humbled when that happens, because when they tell you you don't know who your next client is going to be, you don't.
Wow. That's the truth.
You have no idea. Those people like, I'll have you, I'll support you, I'm gonna buy that. You don't hear anything, but that person don't expect it, ready to sign on the dotted line.
Honey, without batting an eye.
Right.
And you don't even realize too that they've watched you along the way. They've watched you. They've watched how you've cultivated relationships. They've watched your character. They've watched how you treated people along the way. The whole 9 yards. So like that's your brand is everything. And cultivating those relationships and knowing, like you said, we have to work. You and I both work through that all the time. I don't know. There are a million podcasts out there. How am I going to, differentiate myself? By being me. By bringing my gifts and my talents and understanding that there are people out there that I need to serve. I don't need to serve everybody.
And that's that niche, right? You don't have to have 1 million followers, because 1 million followers, they're not all converting into clients.
Come on.
Following is great, but that doesn't mean that's not converting into your bank account or helping you with your bottom line.
Right.
It's that niche of folks. And when you can narrow in, and I know you have had podcasts about that, knowing your ideal, that takes so much time to really zero in, and they can be very frustrating because people think it's easy. It's not.
Yeah.
But when you take that time and narrow in, and you can speak to those people, it's like underground, right? When that color you've never seen before, and then all of a sudden you're like, I love that color, and you turn around, you see a color in that car, a color in that. You're seeing it like from.
You're like,
drawn to you, right? Because you'll put that energy out there. And I'm a believer of the energy you put out is the energy that you're going to get back.
Yeah. And Finfin said amen.
He said, hey, like that's Finfin, everybody. That's my CWO.
Finfin agrees.
Now.
My gosh. Listen, this is what happens when you come on a podcast, honey. We just get off on a tangent. This is also what happens with me and Sonya. It's ridiculous.
All right, so you're witnessing this.
Yeah, y'all just in our conversation right now. But so back to automation. So the topic is automation. And first of all, when should a mompreneur begin to automate? And then what is the first thing that she should do?
Okay, a mompreneur should automate when you find yourself doing repeated things over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and you know what? We should probably define just probably high level. What is automation?
Okay, Automation is turning a manual process or a manual step into something that is automatic that you no longer have to manually do.
Okay.
So it's still getting done. It just doesn't require any manpower, any woman power to
Yeah.
get it done. So
Okay.
that's what automation means.
Okay. Cool.
What you should look at when you're determining what to automate is, what are those things that you manually do that you don't have to do, that a system could do for you? And it can be just as effective, and it's not going to compromise that client interaction, right?
Okay.
So when you're able to automate, first you have to sit down and really think, because we do a lot of repeat things we don't realize that we do. So you need to examine your day.
Yeah.
Examine your week,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Break it down, examine your week, and figure out, what do I do consistently every single day that could get done through someone else or something else and still work, right? So that's the first thing you need to do. Then the second thing is, when you have written all of those things down, then you want to figure out, do I already have something in place that I could be using to automate that? Because what I find as mompreneurs, we accumulate things. It could be software, it could be tools, it could be people that are right in front of us, and we only see them in one way, but in fact, there are other ways that they could be helping us get things done. So assessing your inventory of
That's good.
who you have and what you have. The who are people, and the what are things, software that you could substitute to automate that will alleviate that pressure and that time from you to reallocate that to something else, or simply free your time up for me time.
That's good. That's so good. Woo. Okay. So you've already said examine your week. That's so good. So that's the first thing we need to do, examine our week. The second thing you said was assess your inventory. Honey, that is good. I will say I'm a recovering product junkie as far as my hair is concerned.
Me too. Look, yeah, I understand.
Right. So, but I didn't even think about how much I'm probably a product junkie of other things. So like you said, software or apps, or things that I use just one way, not necessarily using them for the multifaceted things that they could do for me.
Absolutely.
Seeing what's working and what's not working too.
Yep, absolutely. So that's that assessment, identifying, and then purging. That would be number 3, purging. What if you're not using it, and if you haven't used it in the past 6 months or a year, you're probably not going to get rid of it.
Get rid of it.
Because to free up space so you can welcome in something else that's going to really serve you, and that would be the automation piece. So you really you have to do that, because you can't keep accumulating all of this stuff and never purge. Because that's where clutter, and then that turns into chaos, because that's where the anxiety, when you see all of this stuff going around. Automation is a well-oiled machine at the end of the day.
Yes. Okay.
It's like that Ferris wheel that's going around and around. When there's one kink, it stops the whole system. That means it's flawed. You need to figure it out in order to get it working again. When you're able to get that, you're able to make things happen effectively, efficiently.
Yes. And that's what we're trying to get to, especially as mompreneurs. We have to run our households and our businesses effectively and efficiently.
Absolutely.
And we know things aren't perfect, but finding out ways to automate, or finding out when you need to automate, is a perfect way to do that, to realize that. So I love that. So Sonya, what types of processes can be automated? Just for those of us who might not know, or might be a little overwhelmed by just the thought of automating.
Right. Because people do get automated, like, oh, that's too technical. It's like, oh, we can make it very simple. And that's what I love to do.
Yeah.
Yes. Meet you where you are.
Yeah.
Because automation can get very, very complicated, but it can be very, very simple as well. Okay. So for someone that's starting out, the first thing that I say that you can automate is appointment scheduling. So if you're trying to figure out times on a calendar, let's get together for a coffee chat, which could turn into business, right? Well, sending emails back and forth. What about Monday through Wednesday, this time, that no one has time for that. That's you're slave to the email. You don't want to do that. You
Yeah.
can get a scheduling link like Calendly.
Mm-hmm.
And what you have to do is it controls your schedule. If you know you have certain availability during the week, you plug that into the calendar and you send them a link
Mm-hmm.
that reveals your times. So all they do is schedule.
Choose something.
And you get confirmation and you're booked.
Mm-hmm.
That is so efficient and it saves so much time. Now, you have to control your schedule though,
Okay.
which means you have to take inventory of yourself and figure out what times will work for you. But once you do that and you control that dynamic,
yeah,
it allows you an opportunity to kind of relinquish the back and forth and give them control, right?
Yeah.
To be able to book on your calendar on the parameters of time that you said you would be available.
Okay. Okay.
That would be the first thing. That's very, very simple. The second thing is a little bit more complicated, and that would be if you're doing business and you do a lot of proposals, you do a lot of contracts. We spend so many hours trying to prep a proposal, draft up a contract. If you're doing that manually and you're doing more than 2 a week, you need to automate that.
Okay.
So you can get business management software that will create workflows for you so that if you're on a client call and that person wants to move forward and now you need to send the contract, you need to send the proposal, the contract, and the invoice, which are pretty standard, right?
Yeah.
You create a workflow at a click of a button, all of that gets sent to the client. There's nothing else that you can do once you set it up.
Yeah,
So
a lot of times you can do that in QuickBooks, right?
You can do the invoicing piece in QuickBooks. I'm not sure about the scheduling, but the system that I love and use is Dubsado.
Okay.
For beginners that are like consultants or coaching clients, and you're just getting started. It's a nominal monthly fee.
Okay.
The first 3 clients are free, so
Okay.
it's a great way to learn the system. But that's a business management software, so it manages all of your back end paperwork that goes with your business. I started using that in the past year, and let me tell you, game changer.
Okay.
Again, you have to do the upfront control work, right? You have to create the proposal and the contract, load it into the system.
Yeah. And then it's good to go.
Yes. So now you have turned and converted hours into minutes.
Yes.
And that's what I call revenue generating activity. When you can convert that time that you were spending versus 2 hours trying to prepare a proposal, cover letter, and all of that. Now it takes 10 minutes. Now you have more than an hour that you now can do something else, pick up the phone, make lead calls, get that product out that you've been wanting to do. That is what the joy and the benefits of automation can do for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. Ladies, I hope y'all are hearing this. This is so, so good. So we talked about automating our calendar. We talked about automating invoicing and proposals and putting those on a schedule so you don't have to spend. Listen, I remember starting Party Sitters. I remember the first few contracts. It took me 6 hours to figure that out. Now, this was also 10 years ago, but it took me 6 hours. Okay. Now, once over the years, over time, after learning things like this, it would literally only take about 15 minutes from the time, we hung up the phone call and I got all my information to the time where they were receiving their proposal with the numbers and everything like that. Automation is key, especially when you are solopreneurs, right? Absolutely. We have a lot of moms out here that are solopreneurs, maybe, and maybe that's where you want to stay. So then, honey, let's make sure that you are running your business most efficiently and most effectively by automating.
Absolutely.
So, this is
and
so
I'll
good.
Say one more thing about automation is a fear is it makes the experience less engaging and less human.
Yeah.
And I know I have some clients that resisted that, but I had to share with them that use automation to your benefit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you have to identify, and I like to say, your high impact points versus your low impacts. The high impact points are those points that require you to call them, to talk to them, to engage them, versus the low impact point, which is sending out that contract via email, sending out that proposal.
Yeah.
So to identify where your most important client touch points are. Once you do that, then you wrap automation around those other elements so that you don't lose that client engagement and interaction. So that's another thing that I would say when you are looking at automation that some people forget.
Yeah.
Is with automation, you want to look at the service experience and you want to look at the client experience. I classify those as two completely different experiences.
Yes.
The service is what you're doing.
Yes.
Right? It's that thing that you're doing and why you went into business. That client experience is how you make them feel.
Ooh.
Those special elements that they're going to remember only you by, because people do business with people.
That's
But
it.
that's that it.
People, yes.
What makes it special when they think of, for me, more planning and consulting, the first thing people say is like, wow, I trust you. I had to build that and develop that.
Yes.
That's how I make them feel.
Yes. And you have to maintain that.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So with automation, you need to identify what your client experience and your service experience is, and then wrap automation around where it's appropriate.
Okay. Okay. You kind of touched on it a little bit when you were talking about calendars, but is there anything else that we can learn about email, about automating emails?
Oh, honey, yes. Emails, let me tell you. I had to lean in.
Yeah, tell us, honey. Tell us.
Emails are awesome. I don't know, with Google, if you have Google Suite, and you may not even need to have it. I don't know if you know, but Boomerang, game changer, where you can schedule your email.
Yes.
If you don't know about that, and there are other services, that's just the one that I know of and the one that I use because it's very easy to use.
Right.
Scheduling emails, because you may have a different philosophy, but I didn't go into business to work 24 hours a day.
Facts.
And even if you are up at 2 a.m, my clients don't need to know that.
Yes.
You can schedule an email to go out at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
So scheduling emails, that's automation. Right? That's
most of us, yes, exactly. Most of us don't get into business so that we can work 24/7. Most of us go into business so that we can spend more time with our kids, or, have more time at home, or, so definitely, I think we waste so much time like just responding to emails, or, doing certain things, or with our email, where we can save so much time if we automate that process.
Yes. And there's so many other features too, where if you really get technical, you can say, if this email comes in, put it in this folder.
Yes.
Like you can designate like classifications. If you do that, like I don't do that. I probably should, but I think of all the things for me to automate, that one thing, I kind of like to go through and check the ones and just hit one big delete. I'm like,
You know what? That's so funny, because like I'm like, I feel like there's two types of people in the world. Like there's the person with like 0 in their inbox. And then there's a person like my husband who has like 140,000 unread emails. I'm like, how in the world? I can't even function like that. Like I can't even, there's like, when it comes in, something has to be done to it, because I feel like my life is just like, if it's still marked unread, that means there's something to do that I need to get done today.
It's actionable. There's an action.
It's actionable.
I do segment my emails.
Yeah.
All my unread emails float up top, and all the ones I have open. I can't have them all interspersed and like, no, I can't do that. But
listen,
email.
I want our tribe to comment below. If you like, which one are you? Are you the one with 0 emails, or are you the one with thousands of emails in your inbox? Just go ahead and comment below. I just want to hear. Yeah, I want to poll right now.
I'm 0. I'm just gonna let you know.
0 too.
I do have periods though, where it does get overwhelming, and then I have to literally take time.
Yes.
And go through and do something with it.
Yeah.
But for the most part, given the work I'm in, administrative, operating in clutter is not an option for me. I
Absolutely.
can't even function when my desk is a mess.
Girl.
It
Same.
just zaps something out of me. Like
Yeah.
I can't do it. Like my desk has to be organized. And one thing people have always commented, you're so organized, but that's just me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So again, it's taking something that I love doing. I'm like, everybody's not organized.
Right.
Like,
I know. Well, and that's so funny because some of us like to be organized, but some of us might get overwhelmed. You know what
yes,
I'm saying? Or in same with automation and things like that. Sometimes you want to automate your processes and things like that, but you can't, or you might be overwhelmed by it. And shameless plug, that's when you call Sonya. I'm just saying.
I take all that. I love taking all of the stuff
Yeah,
that's unorganized and
yeah,
just dissembling it, organizing it, and saying, here you go. Like that's just how my mind functions.
yeah,
That's just who I am.
yeah.
So that's why my target audience is that audience, that person that is like, I have all these thoughts in my head. I just don't know what to do with them. Like they're just in here, and I know it's a fabulous idea, but I don't even know where to start to put it on paper.
Exactly. Exactly.
Call me because that's when the light bulb moment goes off for me, and I'm like, let's just do a brain dump. And a brain dump, just tell me everything, and
Yeah,
then I'll.
honey, she has her famous whiteboard sessions, and if you haven't had a famous whiteboard session with Sonya Moore, you have to have one. Especially if you have like an idea that's in there that's just kind of swimming around, and you explain it to your husband and he doesn't quite get it, and you call your mom and she doesn't quite get it, and just save yourself the trouble. Call Sonya, schedule a whiteboard session, and really get down to the nitty gritty of what you're trying to do, honey. She will put it together, put it in a presentation for you, give it to you, and say, okay, now, would you like me to help you run with it, or would you like to run with it yourself? And, that's just how it works. So you can choose her to help you run with it as well. That's what I love about Sonya, y'all. I mean, she is incredible. Your gift is incredible. And you've taught us just in these few moments how to automate and what to automate and when to automate. And I think that is so, so key for mompreneurs. And
Yeah.
so you brought a gift for our ladies. Now listen, see, this is what I love about the tribe, okay? Listen, we got freebies going and everything. So Sonya, tell us about the gift that you brought our listeners.
Okay, ladies and gents, I don't know.
Yeah.
And we all inclusive
Yeah.
in here. But I have an automation tip sheet that I would love to share. It's a freebie. I'll provide you with the link. Sign up. Just need your name and your email, and it gives you some tips on how to automate those things that you need to think about so that you can start integrating automation into your life. It's easy when you do it. You're going to wonder why you haven't done it before, because it's a game changer. And I think with this exercise, whether you're starting a business or not, or thinking about it, you could still use these same steps that I have outlined in this freebie for you to start thinking about that to move in the right direction.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
sign up, grab it, and then it'll be in your inbox.
Okay, awesome. So I will have that link in the show notes. It'll be on my website. So you can go to nikkywillis.com. That link will be there. It'll lead you straight there so that you can get your freebie in your inbox. Okay. So also, and see, this is the perks of being her friend. I know that she has a webinar coming up. So I'm just going to put it out there. Sonya, you have a webinar coming up. Tell us a little bit about the webinar coming up and what's the date?
Yes. The webinar is on June 16th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. I'm super excited because you've heard me talk about how I love taking ideas out of your head and putting them on paper. That is what this webinar is going to be about. I'm going to give you the 4 power planning steps to go from your brain to your bank account, so that you can get these ideas out of your head, get them on paper so you can start making some money or moving towards your dream. So I like to call this power hour. You're going to see a theme here. It's all about power because I love Wonder Woman.
Yes, she does.
So this power hour is going to give you the initial steps on how to get it from your brain into your bank account. So I'm going to talk to everyone about that. And this is one of many that I'll be doing, because I have found that my gift is easy for me to do. And yes, I provide that service, but I feel it's also good for me to start educating people how they can start doing this for themselves.
That's good.
Because it's just too many dreams that are dying because they don't know where to go, or maybe their budget doesn't allow them to be able to get a service to be able to do that. I want to be able to help cultivate that.
Yeah.
So we can, start empowering more people to unlock their dreams and their power so that they can navigate their own dreams and start their own journey. And something else I want to share, if you sign up for this free webinar, there's going to be one lucky person that's going to win a whiteboard session, also known as a virtual strategic planning session with me. So a free
famous whiteboard session with Sonya?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I'm about to sign up first.
I'm like, sign up, because June is my birthday month. So I want to do some great things in June. And I think giving and sharing my gift with this webinar, and then also with the virtual strategic planning session, is a way that I want to celebrate, especially with everything that we have going on right now.
Right.
I want to do it, and I want to do it right, and I want to help people in a way that they're like, you know what, I need that.
That's so good.
Yes, June 16th, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Definitely share the link, and you all are the first to know about it.
See? Okay. All right, tribe. Y'all are the first to know. So you have to go to this link. I'm going to send you the link. Also, if you are on my email list, this link will be emailed to you. So you won't have to worry about finding it at all. It'll also be, if you're a part of the tribe group on Facebook, the Front Burner Tribe Facebook group, the link will also be in there as well. So there will be no excuse, absolutely no excuse for you to find this link, for you to sign up for this free virtual class, and for you to get your freebie, because I want you, listen, if you liked this episode, just listen, I can't wait for you to get her freebie. It's going to be awesome. It's going to change your life. It's going to give you that immediate win, which I love. I love, when we can take something, we can learn something, and then you can get immediate results from it. That's what this freebie will do for you. All right. So, oh my goodness. Well, Sonya, this has been awesome. You are awesome, my friend. I miss you. I wish I could give you a hug. I know. Corona's keeping us away anyway, but we do live 2,000 miles away from each other now. So
that's why we do these things, right?
Exactly. So, listen, ladies, thank you so much for joining me for another podcast episode. Listen, if you enjoyed this episode, I need you to do me a favor. Head over to the Apple Podcast app and leave me a review. I need 5 stars. I want to get more reviews. I want you to let people know what you think about this podcast, about the Front Burner podcast. If you haven't signed up for my email list, head over to nikkywillis.com. You can sign up immediately and start getting an email a week from me. Obviously, you will get what just happened here, which is awesome. If you want to be a part of the Front Burner Tribe Facebook group, you can find it. Just go ahead and do a search on Facebook and you can find us. It's a private group. We have all kinds of mompreneurs in there, some that are just starting out, some that are really, really experienced, and a lot in between. And we just share, and I come on there. I did a live last week, which was really fun. And we are growing. We are growing by leaps and bounds, and I want you to be a part. All right. Well, Sonya, before we go, tell everybody where they can find you.
Well, you can find me on Facebook at More PC LLC. That's my business page. You can find me online at morepc-llc.com. You can find me at Share with Sonya. That's SONYA.com. If you're wanting to just chat with me for like 15 minutes just to figure out if I have an administrative solution for you, you can schedule some time on my calendar. I'd love to be able to chat with you. Those are the best ways to reach me. I'm here if you need me. And you can always email me at Sonya, SONYA, at morepc-llc.com if you want to drop me an email.
Cool. All right, ladies. Well, that was a wonderful podcast. Stay tuned. Join me next week for another Front Burner Podcast episode. Have a great week. Bye.